Like, it feels like Netanyahu is running the White House and Trump's just signing and doing whatever they say.
Oh, it's just so amazing to watch the possession on full display. All of the Nazi networks, Redacted, Jimmy Dore, Candace Owens, there's other ones. They're all pushing this narrative that Netanyahu controls the White House. But then they've pushed for years now that Israel controls the whole world. So then I wonder why, in Europe and many other places, radical Islam is taking over. Yeah, okay. So, look, I just posted a video about how Israel actually warned America, which is probably why Obama was not good to Israel for obvious reasons. Obama was tied to the Muslim Brotherhood. So, and Israel warned America who Obama was. They said he wasn't born here. Trump posted it. So Israel was trying to look out for America, which they would, because we're their only ally. They listen. Trust me, I'm far more researched and older and know this area better than Candace. Okay, but Candace, let me tell you who Candace is. Who brought Candace to become popular? Kanye. Has anybody seen Kanye, his new wardrobe lately? His most recent, which was in the last couple of days. He's wearing an entire black Ku Klux Klan outfit with the pointed hood and everything. It's Kanye that brought Candace to popularity. He was meant to. He's meant to. I mean, that's... While Candace calls out all of Hollywood, it's like, but she's part of Hollywood. But what has happened to these people, because God's turned them over. I mean, but it should be on full display. Am I saying that Israel is perfect? No, no country is. No country is. But, again, they've never needed our military troops, but we've always flown them aid and military equipment because we don't want to see them annihilated, okay? But under Obama, the planes weren't going out, and Obama was making claims like this. Nobody's hands are clean amid the Israeli-Hamas conflict. Obama said Hamas attacks were horrific, but you need to look at unbearable occupation too. Now, Israel has given up land over and over again just to have peace, okay? So, but again, what led to all of this was Hamas went into Israel and killed, over 2,000 of the Jewish people. Because they don't care. They don't care. And they have all of these people that will protect them and churn this. And Candace is one of those people. And has anybody seen Kanye's recent tweets, like in the last month or two? I think he took them down. But he was outright calling for the death of Jews. So do you see? And yet Kanye and Candace are... He brought her into popularity. She's not a conservative. She's not even she's a phony, fake Christian. And who do you think was controlling Biden's presidency? He was. He even spoke about it. He did. He spoke about how, I'd like to have a third term. I just wouldn't want to be the out front guy. I'd like to be in my basement in my sweatpants, but controlling the show. Well, of course he would. Talk about a beast. That's who's been controlling it. So he is the reason why things have gotten, and I guess what shocked me too, well, it didn't, because I expected him to get elected, but what killed me was we had 9/11, and then, we had the Bush it happened during Bush's Jr.'s first term. And then he got a second term out of it because, he brought the war on terror and everything. And when I had said, if you saw my last video, I said how, back when I heard him at Kerry's convention, you fall in love with him. You do, because he's so good. He's so good. He's such a charmer. He's an absolute charmer. He's a perfection at it. But he's full of shit, and always has been. All those things are it's talked about, And yet everything he did hurt America. So you should look at, 9/11 as God was telling you the wake up call, wake up, America. I'm not saying God is responsible for 9/11, but a wake up call, because I thought, will people really, or I knew they would, they will vote in somebody named Barack Hussein Obama. And Israel are the ones that warned America. So, of course, Barack was never happy with Israel, and he wasn't sending them aid. So they had a lot of problems under Obama. Netanyahu, Israel would never be able to control America. They listened to us. The USS Liberty that people love to say, Israel took responsibility for it. They thought it was an Egyptian ship. And there is nothing in the history with Israel that shows that they have ever wanted to hurt America. They have not. They warned us about this. And then this man stood with helping Iran get a nuke, and it's been known throughout my entire adult life. I mean, I think there were 2, maybe there was 3 Ayatollahs of Iran that spoke about, no, when we get the nuke, we will annihilate Israel. And then just think about all of the things that Candace isn't saying, I mean, that's Obama over here. I mean, I showed it in my last video right there. That's this. See the guy with the scarf? Yeah. Hamas supporters. So while Candace carries on about how the Jews are responsible for everything and they control the world, you should be able to recognize, especially if you're a Christian, what that is about. That's Malik. Okay? He's wearing the Hamas colors. Yeah, during a 2010 event, President in Yemen, President Obama's half-brother Malik wore this Hamas keffah, featuring the slogans, "Jerusalem is ours, we are coming," and "From the river to the sea." What were the universities, what were they chanting the last couple of years on the campuses when they were threatening all the Jewish students? From the river to the sea. Because the Muslims don't see Israel as existing. So, and they will see to it, the radical Islam will see to it that they are annihilated. So this is all the things that Candace and Redacted and Jimmy Dore and they're the Nazi networks, they have millions of followers because this world's run by the wicked one, and the wicked one wants them to have those followers because they will push that narrative. But Israel does not control the whole world. Besides, they certainly never would control speech here. The issue, this is an example. I've said how what these enemies do, and I see Candace Owens as it. She hates America. What they do is they use your freedoms against you, because the argument they're making is we should be able to criticize the Jews. I've criticized the Jews. I've criticized Israel, but they take it too far. Because if you don't walk with God, you will go to that dark place, and they go to that dark place. Because they're obsessed with it. They have the possession of obsession for everything is Israel's fault. And they make a ton of excuses like, well, why can't we criticize the Israeli government? You can. I've done it. You can. But they go too far. They go too far. And that is what happened in Germany. I just did a video this week about how Hitler, he was only starting with exterminating the Jews, and he killed a bunch of Christians, but the Christians were going to be next. The reason he was starting with the Jews is because he hated Christianity, and if the Jews didn't exist, Christianity would have never become a thing. Because it was Jews that started Christianity, and Jesus was a Jew. That's the history there. You won't hear that from Candace because she serves a different spirit, one that is unholy.